Hello there, and welcome to this video. I'm going to be talking about Wood Elves. I've just realised that I've not bothered to put any background music on. Good old sound stripe, it's great. And I've not actually got the book open yet. I'm feeling a bit under the weather today. I don't know why. I've got a big ulcer on the side of my tongue. I just feel a bit tired. Books. Wood Elves are the good guys, aren't they? Right. Let's have a look at some Wood Elf lists. So, the first thing I'm going to do is have a look at some of these. We've got some really interesting tournaments coming up over the weekend, which is pretty cool. Let's go upbeat. Let's try that. Oh, that sounds terrible, suitably terrible, doesn't it? Right. So we've got a mustering of arms. We've got a 5-game event. This seems to be in the same place, Lourdes. So that's in Leeds. That's just Viking name for Leeds. We've got this. We've got a 1,000-point tournament, which probably not worth looking at. I bet it'd be fun, but we've got another 3 rounds. These are all this weekend. Yeah, because this weekend is 2nd and 3rd of March. So we've got some decent. Oh, that's 1250 points. Now, sometimes nobody's checked in, so there's no list there. I just wanted to check whether there's any like hot Wood Elf lists. Nope. I thought there was one, but I'm probably not remembering. There we go. Olaf Tellström. And another one here. Let's have a quick look at these. So we've got Glade Lord Dragon, yeah. Shadow Dancer. Presumably there's some War Dancers, yep. Spell Weaver, level 4 Wizard. Got the obligatory Glade Guard, you've got to have them. Couple of. I'm not sure that's right, is it? Oh, per 1,000, yes. If it's 2,000, you can take 2 Deepwood Scouts. Okay, that's right. Then we've got some Glade Riders. Yeah, Great Eagle and the Treeman. That looks like a decent list. I predict that'll do okay. And then you got this one, which Dragon. Yeah, Dragon again. Level 4 Wizard. Treeman Ancient with Battle Magic, but he's not given it any levels. Don't you have to buy all of their magic, or do they start off as a 2? I can't remember. Starts off as a 2. Okay. Big unit of Glade Guard. That's interesting. Another unit of Glade Guard. War Dancers. Treeman. I mean, hopefully he's got a game plan. I don't know what he's going to do to get rid of like chaff units and screens and stuff, because he's got nothing to really. So the difference is with this list, you've at least got a unit of Glade Riders that can hopefully burst through some chaff. You've got the War Dancers and the Wild Riders, so you've got a bit, and then you've got a Great Eagle as well. Whereas this one, it's just a Treeman. So I don't. Oh, that's the problem. He's gone for a Treeman Ancient, a Dragon, and a level 4 Wizard. So characters he's maxed out on. Whereas this guy, I think this list looks a bit better. And he's only spent, 115 fewer points on characters, but because he's gone for Shadow Dancer, which is quite a cheap character, So that's these Wood Elf lists. What would I do for a Wood Elf list? This basically, I think this is a I quite like quite like. Actually, no, I wouldn't do that. Right, let's delete that. Okay, so Wood Elves kind of there's a few flavours to a Wood Elf list, right? So we're going to talk about 3 different types of like Wood Elf army, and I'm going to try and build some 3 sort of fairly flavoursome lists that have a bit of character, but also should be okay on the tabletop. So your 3 variants really are one that's very tree spirit heavy. Now remember, the tree spirits in the Wood Elf roster, the characters can really only go with tree spirit units, so they're kind of like a sub faction within the Wood Elves, and you can build your entire list to be like that, apart from the fact that you've got to take a unit of Glade Guard. So there's got to be some actual elves in your list. So you've got trees, you've got a kind of archer heavy sort of balanced list, and then you've got like a wild hunt, which is like a kind of Kernothy, you know, we be going hunting sort of list. So again, you're allowed to spend 50% of your characters on these. You can have you can have 2 Glade Lords in a 2,000 point list. So yeah, you can have 1 Treeman Ancient per 1,000. So let's start by building the Tree Spirits Wood Elves. Where are they gone? Wood Elves. Durthu and pals. Durthu and chums. There we go. Let's go with that. Right. So we want one of them. Another one of them. We want one of them. We want one of them to be that. We need one of them. No, where is it? Yeah, Glade Guard. Might as well give them that and that, so they can essentially fire and flee. They don't have feigned flight, so they have to still rally at the end of it. So I want to give them a musician, so that when they do their feigned flight, they're more likely to rally. Just to remind you, I think it's steadying rhythm. You get +1 leadership when it's trying to rally, so that's pretty useful. And then we need probably a couple of units of Dryads. We're missing a few points. I don't want them to get too big because they're all skirmishers and open order, so they form up into open order when they're in combat, basically. Yeah, they got stubborn, which means they're pretty good at taking a charge. So stubborn means they're good at taking a charge. So the first time they're in combat, they can choose to not take the leadership test and just fall back in good order. So that means they're good for essentially putting in the middle. They're going to be quite difficult to hit shooting wise, and they're going to be quite difficult to kill shooting wise because they're toughness 4. You know, they don't have much by way of armor, but they are toughness 4. They do have a 6-up regen, which is pretty cool. And they're skirmishers, so they're going to be -1 to hit. You can probably put like a toe of the unit on a bit of scenery to give them -1 to hit for light cover as well. So they're going to be quite difficult to hit with shooting. So they're pretty good. What else do we want? We want some treekin because they can do tree whack, which is a great ability if you're up against something with like low initiative. If you're up against other elves, it's basically pointless, but they got some stomps as well, so they're pretty useful. They got heavy armor and T5, toughness 5, so they're pretty survivable. They do cost quite a bit, but you know, 3 wounds, 5-up save, you know, they're okay. And they got move through cover, so again you can kind of leave them in terrain quite a lot, make them harder to hit. So they're okay. Especially bearing in mind you've got dryads that can, you know, accompany them and just sort of get in the way. What else have we got? Where's the... Oh, just literally, where's the branch rate? Oh, there it is. Yeah, tree spirit, that means it can go with some dryads. It's just a better character. Is it worth it though? It's a level 1 wizard. The battle magic default spell is an assailment, isn't it? It's hammer hand. So you probably want to do that one. So you can just give it hammer hand. So it just does more damage in combat. And initiative 6, you know, it's pretty tasty. So yeah, I quite like that. Right. So we definitely, oh, for God's sakes, we definitely need a level 4 wizard. So make one of these a level 4, and this one's probably going to be can't it be general? They can be general, can't they? Or is that a rule with tree spirits? The problem with tree spirits is they can't take any of the magic items. They can only take these forest spites. They can't take magic items like at all, which again is quite cool. But however, the unit of the special order can use leadership characteristics of a friendly character with a special order. This is not fleeing whilst within that character's command range. Okay. Doesn't say a character with a special rule cannot be general, does it? So that can be general. That's right. Cool. And then we've got the Battle Sun Bearer, in the Glade Captain, in the Glade Guard. I'm tempted to take some Deepwood Scouts as well, so that this is quite a hard list to write actually. So how would it deal with the High Elf Dragon? Well, you need to hit it with the Treeman Ancient, I suppose, but the Treeman Ancient's not really good enough. Oops. Like, got 3 attacks, which will be hitting on 4s probably. Wounding on 5s because it's toughness 6. Like, I mean, yeah, it's got AP 2, but like, you know, whatever. I don't really know how this is going to deal with your dragon fella. To be honest, it's not. Yeah, even your forest. I think you probably do just need a forest dragon, to be honest. Because he's a strength 5, and there's no way. What can you do? Okay, Annoyance of Netlings could be good. Yeah, it's got to be that, hasn't it? Really. So we've got this Treeman Ancient that's... Can you take them all at once? Once for army. It's a bit annoying. I mean, what about the tree kin? Are they any good at like killing monsters? Where the heck are they gone? Oh, that's a tree man. It's a picture of a tree kin actually, but whatever. There we go. Right, so they have just hand weapons, so strength 4, no AP. I mean, Yeah, I don't know how to make a like a dryad-y list any good. To be honest, it just seems to be pretty impossible. Because like I don't know what to do to make them better, because I can't take magic items, and you're essentially left with like a horde of dryads that, you know, don't really, they just die. I mean, I suppose that's the option, isn't it? So, you know, we just have let's say 3 of them, because you're only allowed 3 of something at a tournament. You have 3 of them, and then you have 3 of them, and sort of go MSU, maybe. I say MSU, it's not really very MSU-y, is it? And then do we want some tree men as well? Possibly. Is a tree man better than 2 treekin? Yeah, definitely actually, isn't he? Because output-wise, your treekin don't really offer that much. I mean, yeah, they've got, but I mean, these have got D3 stomp as well. They've got tree men have got 5 attacks, right? Treeman Ancient, yeah, they've only got 3 attacks. So Treeman Ancient are a bit rubbish. Treeman Ancient are like wizard tree men, and tree men are like fighty tree men, basically. But the problem is tree men are characters, so actually, I don't want that one. I want to get rid of that one. And I want to give that one the annoyance of netlings. I've got 3 branch wraiths. 3, yeah. I want to get rid of these tree... Oh no, do I need to? Can I have 2 tree men now? Yeah. Then get rid of one of these treekin units. Cool. And then Elder, maybe, just to increase the output a little bit. And then these guys, I mean, what banner can I give that's any good? Fear, everything causes fear already. Vanguard, I mean, not really very useful. +1 combat res if it's near woods. Ignores cover. Oh, that's a shooting thing. Yeah. No, I think that's... I don't know what else to do with that. I'm kind of stuck here because, you know, you got like 3 medium-sized units of dryads. Oh, I've gone too far again. Yeah, so you got 3 units of dryads. I've done it again. Can't remember where anything is in this bloody thing. Right, there we go. 3 is... Now, they've got a lot of attacks, so like weight of dice sort of thing. Yeah. So there's quite a lot of magic in this list, actually. You got level 4, 3 level 1s. Then 2 tree men for a bit more combat punch, a bit more survivability. Because it'll take, like, even a Chaos Lord on a dragon, it'll take them a couple of rounds of combat, if not 3, to kill a tree man. So if you gum up their like 600 point Chaos Lord with 430 points of tree men, like, you've got good value there, because the rest of your army can deal with the rest of theirs, if essentially. And you've got some fairly flexible units in terms of movement, because it's more or less all skirmishing, and as long as you keep your glade captain like nearby the dryads, so that they get to reroll break checks, and then the treekin to like clear off chaff or redirect some. They're quite expensive for that, but there's not really like any decent screening units apart from like cheap units of dryads, and then dryads aren't that cheap, so You know, I think that's about as good as I'm going to do for Dirthu and Chums. And you can't really make Dirthu because you can't take a Treeman Ancient and give them like a massive wacky weapon, which is a bit, you know, a bit disappointing really. Well, unless I've misread it, which has happened. Oh, pardon me. No, just forest bites. So yeah, I think that's about it. Let's do a wild hunt. This is, again, it's another fun list, so it will be fun to play with, but right, so you want a Glade Lord, you want a Glade Captain. He needs to be on a Great Stag because we're doing a wild hunt. He'll have a shield, and let's give him what have we got combat wise? We have got Spear of Twilight. We haven't got anything with Monster Slayer. Helm of the Hunt, yep. That's appropriate, isn't it? Helm of the Hunt. And then I wanted to take that and the Spirit of Twilight, to be honest. Right, okay. I think a mundane weapon and Dragon Slaying Sword, actually. Does that, yeah, it gives us Monster Slayer. Yeah, take that. Does it do anything else? Oh, it's not very good otherwise, is it? Could just do like AP 1 or 2 or something, couldn't it? Just to help out a bit. But that's the only way that this list is going to deal with like a big dragon, is if you charge him in and just get lucky. We can also give him some spites, so we take an Annoyance of Netlings. Yeah. Glade Lord's got strike first anyway, hasn't he? Yeah, so you're going to get your chance to swing. And Helm of the Hunt means if you get the charge off against that opponent's dragon, you get an extra attack, which is pretty cool. Bugger it, let's give him a shield. And he's got a bow automatically anyway, so let's go for Tree Flight arrows because it gives him quick shot, so it means no penalty for move and shoot. Or do we want Bodkins? Well, we'll see at the end. I think that's alright. Then we've got a Battle Standard Bearer. Banner of the Wildwood. Oh, that's Fear, isn't it? And then this one's Vanguard. I mean, ooh, no, that's useful. Oh, no, that's not useful for this unit. It is useful in this list, but not for that unit. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Oh, actually, no, because you're going to want it near the action, but not in the action. Stubborn could be really useful if a unit hasn't got it. I'm going to give it that for now. And then let's have a Shadow Dancer, and then let's have a Spell Weaver, level 4 tattoos. Well, let's make him a level 1 wizard as well. Why the hell not? Go for Illusion. And Blades of Lurk. Yeah. Right. Let's spent a lot on characters, so we need some Glade Guard. Luckily, Glade Guard are pretty good. Actually, let's get rid of the Glade Guard. Oh, not all of them. Right. Eternal Guard are also okay, but they do kind of need to be in a big block. Can you give them Stubborn? No, you can give them Drilled and Veteran. And Shields and a full command. Can we give them the banner of being stubborn? Yeah, we can. Banner of Iron Resolve, so we don't need him to have it. The reason I prefer putting magic banners in units. So you'd put a magic banner on a battle standard bearer if you were going to move the battle standard bearer between units throughout the game, so that its effects can be shared. However, your opportunity to do that is really limited in a 6-turn game, so you're probably not going to do that much. And the thing is, once the battle standard bearer is dead, you've lost the effect. Whereas with a unit, you basically get that effect until the last model's dead. So that's pretty good. Yeah. Right. Before we spend too much points there, we need to make sure we've got the thing that this list is all about. So we're going to give, was it that one? Vanguard, yeah. So we're going to give one of these a Vanguard move. I'm going to give him shields just because. Let's duplicate that. Let's have another 10 Wild Riders, and then I'm going to give the other one reroll charge. Where's the reroll charge? Or is that rampaging? Yeah, reroll charge. Right, cool. And then, can I take some Sisters of the Thorn? I just want 2 of these units. Now, what the Sisters of the Thorn are is, firstly, oh no, they need that and that, don't they, to get the bound spell bonus, I think. Anyway, so they're a bound spell, which is pretty cool. They've got really good, so they've got move and shoot and quick shot, so they can march and shoot and get a quick shot. They got fast cavalry, so basically with the Steed of Isha, these can move 16 inches, get a free pivot because they've got fast cavalry and they're open order, and then they can shoot these javelins with no penalties for moving and shooting anyway. And they got BS5, so they're probably hitting on 3s against strength 3, so they're not amazing, but the javelins can clear off chaff units, so that's, or can at least panic a chaff unit, which might make it run away. They also get to it's got 4 walls, so they're pretty survivable, and handmaiden and standard. Okay, so they've got a bound spell, so you can give it like Plague of Rust from either battle magic or elementalism. Elementalism. Yeah, I was getting that right. Have I got the rule book? Yeah. Let's have a look at the spell lore. So having these as like bound spells is pretty cool. Oh yeah. Do we want to pick spells? That's the next question, isn't it? Because that can be pretty good. Ooh, can we put a wizard on a dragon? Do we want to pick spells? Short range. Oh, am I even looking at the right ones? It was battle magic and what? Elemental. Yeah, because I couldn't say it because my tongue hurts. Hex. Bit rubbish. Flaming sword. Alright. Plague of Rust is awesome. Like, so good. And if you've got 2 of these bound spells, you just need a 7. And 21-inch range means you and because So 21-inch range means you can't like position to cast it because it's not a shooting thing. So because it's a hex, basically, it's where your opponent's wizard ends up. But you're quite likely to be outside of their dispel range, so that's pretty useful because 21 inches is a very long spell range. Travel mystical pathway is pretty good. Yeah, wind blast is pretty good, especially if somebody's got like a screen and they've put that screen like just in front of their army, so you could make him give ground and then pop through your opponent, which would be interesting. And then you got earthen ramparts. Target cannot march or charge. Cannot march or charge. Now, oh, Games Workshop, please. So, what does this do to a unit that's frenzied? Alright, so this could be like unlocking the Wild Hunt, because, like, if you've, I know it's cast on a 10, which means you need an 8 with your bound spell. But you could give like a 5 at ward to a unit, and also the target unit cannot march or charge. So if you cast it on a frenzied unit, does this stop it from having, because it cannot charge, does it still have to declare it and therefore not move? Anyway, so the point of these ladies is to get in the way of the Wild Riders, so they just position themselves. So like, if you've got enemy unit here, Wild Riders here, you just put the ladies there, so after the Wild Riders wheel, their wheel going round the ladies takes them past the unit they have to charge. So you can just basically block stuff. And they got 4 at ward, so you know, if you roll those, they're sticking around for a very long time. Right, so we've run out of points already. We've still not finished the core units, but I'm happy with that as like a load of special stuff that feels very Wild Hunty. I'm actually just going to amend this list a bit for like the final Wood Elf list that I'd probably end up taking if I was doing a Wood Elf list, because this is lacking in one respect. And I'm not going to take a dragon, because I mean, that's the interesting thing about the where's the list that has taken a dragon? Yeah, so we've got an Annoyance of Netling, so it's -1 to hit in the challenge. We've got Spear of Twilight, which is killing blow basically. Isn't it? I think it's just oh, come on. Spear of Twilight, yeah, it's just like, I mean, it always wounds on a 3, so that's pretty good, but it's just got Killing Blow, not Monster Slayer, so it's not really useful against other dragons. And like, you look at this list and you're like, well, how's he going to deal with another dragon? Because even if he stuffs this into like a high elf or a chaos dragon, like, you know, this isn't gonna, it's not going to last very long. I mean, it's toughness 6, 4 up save, and that's it, and it's -1 to hit. It's like, oh, so what? I mean, yeah, it's a lot of points for something that's, you know, does it have to be the general? I think that one would have to be the general, wouldn't it? So your general in Warhammer has to be the model with the highest leadership. There's quite a lot of battle reports being published today. That's interesting. I think there's like 3 that's popped up whilst I've been recording this. Oh, it's Bretonia. That's not helpful. Where? Oh, come along now. Yeah, Glador's 10. So, isn't, oh, spell singer's only 8. Didn't I take a thingy? I did take a thingy. I need some of them as well, though. Right, I'm way too many points. Right. I mean, all dancers are like part of the wild hunt, aren't they, I think? This is why we need a faction book before doing this sort of thing, really, because I think the Wild Hunt will be like one of the sub-factions of the Wood Elves. You'll have one that's a bit more tree-spirity, and one that's a bit more, you know, aggressive. Right, I'm getting stuck here because I've just got too much stuff. I mean, you need a level 4 wizard though. And it needs to be on a unicorn or something relatively quick. Maybe a warhawk actually. So, you know, if you can get around a bit. Yeah. Spent too many points here. This is the problem. Right. Great stag. That'll take the place of one of these. So let's reduce them by one. Now, the reason I've given the unit Vanguard is basically after deployment you get a move with you get to move the unit. You don't get to march, but you get to move it. And where the hell are they gone? Glade Riders, Sisters, Warhawk Riders, Forest. Where's Wild Riders? Why can't I never find anything? It's a bloody list. It should be with cavalry. Infantry, cavalry, Glade Riders, cavalry, Sisters, cavalry. No, just missed it. Yeah, so you get to move 9 inches, and then they can make like an 18-inch charge next turn. So essentially, you can hit your opponent in the first turn with these with a reserve move, which is amazing. You know, if you go first, but also they've got like move through cover anyway, so you can like put them in cover and like, you know, just threaten your opponent early and just be like super aggressive and just scare him a bit with a unit that, yeah, is quite expensive. It's a pity it's not got evasive as well, so it can move before it gets shot at. But yeah, if you just move it forwards and whack it in like some woods, so you know you can still see your opponent, and then you got move through cover. So essentially, that gives you an extra. You know, if you're facing off against some other cavalry and you've got some woods in the way, you can park yourself in the woods, like 17 inches away from them, you know, and they're -1 to their charge because of, you know, the woods, and you're not because of move through cover. So it just gives you that sort of extra advantage. And Wood Elves can put a set of woods down anyway, so you can put some woods down where you want to do the Vanguard move, and then because they're all in cover, you get -2 to hit because it's all heavy cover. So actually, that becomes like you've put your bunker out and then you move your Wild Riders into it very, very aggressively. These are the ones that give the Vanguard. So I think I've done that the wrong way around actually. This is the one with the general in it. Right, I'm going to have to get rid of Shadow Dancers. I think that's the only way I can make this work. Which is annoying. I mean, Eternal Guard are alright, but you do need a block. Right, let's... Oh, no, damn it. Right, so it's got to be 19. Oh my god, 1 point remaining. Oh, it's got to be 20 then. Unless we take another Glade Guard. What's the points differential between the two of them? Which one's the cheapest? Eternal Guard of 30. 13 points? What for? Oh, we got... Oh no, Eternal Guard. Sorry, that's not what I'm looking at. Is it? No, it is Eternal Guard, isn't it? Yeah. Well, they are stubborn, so that's useful. Oh, that is very useful actually, because they can like take position in the middle of the battlefield, take a charge. Drilled is amazing. I'm not going to enter into that bloody debate again. I mean, aside from the fact that Dave found the text from Warhammer Ancient Battles, and it was essentially a rule that Romans had that allowed them to basically do a reform before they charge. So I think, bearing in mind the rule is, you know, that's how they've written the rule. I think what it's going to get FAQ'd as is that it doesn't work. It works before a charge, but not before any other type of move. No, not before any other. Not before a flee or anything like that. Do we want to take drilled with these? Probably not. I'd probably want to take veteran. Have I given them both? Is that what the issue is? Yeah. So you probably don't want to be drilled because they don't want to be charging because they've got spears. But they are quite expensive. I'd rather just take a few more Glade Guard, to be honest. Have I given them? I've given these Bodkins, yeah. Right, so there's our 25% tax paid. We've got 24 points over. Where do we save 24 points? Get rid of the tattoos. It's not going to be that effective. He's got... Did we give him... I'm going the Dragon Slaying Sword, which I was a bit dubious about anyway, so let's try and find a cheaper weapon. Probably Giant Blade, that seems popular. It's not loading. It's basically like a permanent lance, isn't it, from what I can remember? Oh, that's Ogre Blade, isn't it? What's the Giant's Blade? Is that just... Oh, it's the old Sword of Might, yeah. Oh no, they have got a Sword of Might. Strength 1. That does multiple wounds too. And Armor Bane too. Oh, Berserker Blade. Yeah. Frenzy. Oh, oh no, Swords of Lurk are... They're too expensive, aren't they, I think. Blades of Lurk. Oh, 45 points. How much have we got spare if we get rid of Giant Blade? Oh, that would be 59, wouldn't it? So I've only got 40 points left. Let's go Berserker Blade then. Give him extra attack. And how many points have I got left? 20 points. Let's do some magic artifacts for the wizard. Don't know what to give her. What about arcane items? Although they're all too expensive. Probably arcane familiar. What's arcane? Bloody thing's not loading again. What's arcane familiar do? I can't remember. 2 laws of magic. That sounds like an accounting problem. Dispel scroll or a power scroll, probably. Let's go dispel because it's there for like defensive reasons, really. Because these ladies, you'd probably give like, oh no, I forgot. No, I need to upgrade that as well. There we go. So all that, what scroll do I give them was pointless. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so that's an okay list. Like, you've got this. This isn't really gonna. It's not gonna deal with that dragon though. That's the problem. It's just gonna have to again just ignore it and deal with everything else. And Wood Elves are just super flaky, so you're going to need to like outmaneuver your opponent and basically just not let that dragon get into combat. The only thing it can probably get into combat with is the Eternal Guard. So if you've got something like this and you're up against a big dragon, don't put the glade, don't put your battle standard bearer in your Eternal Guard. Everything else you can pretty much maneuver so they don't get the charge off against with the dragon, and then you can just keep everything else out of combat. These 500 points though will just be sacrificed to the dragon, and the rest of your list can like dance around and, you know, Try and win the game by killing everything else. Okay, so that's the Wild Hunt. Woodies. So I quite like a few elements in this list. However, there's a bit that I'm going to change. So I really like the Banner of the Hunter King Vanguard bit. We can get rid of one of the unit of Wild Riders. We don't need two. You don't need two Sisters of the Thorn, realistically. Although they are very good, they're very expensive for what they do. And you don't need a Spellweaver. Like, there's so much cool stuff that's just you just wouldn't take to a tournament. Like, actually, I say that, I think you would take a Waystalker, because I don't think people have, or enough people have quite cottoned on what it does. It can snipe characters and units. However, a model with this special can target any enemy character and draw line of sight to. There's a really good talisman artifact that this did occur to me when I read the Waystalker thing. Like, does that apply to bound spells? But I just thought I'd let that play out in the community first to see what the consensus was, and it seems to be that that's fine. So where the hell's the Ruby Ring of Ruin? Yeah, so for 30 points you can cast a fireball with a power level of 2. Just to remind you, it's battle magic, isn't it? I think fireball. Yeah, 2d6 strength for hits. So it can cast a very focused fireball. Cast on a 6 with a bound level of 2, range 24, so you can be pretty convinced you're outside of like your. So it's got a good range. So that's the Waystalker. We come down here and we give it Ruby Ring of Ruin and make it like so much better. Where the hell has it gone? I've lost it. Oh, for God's sakes. What's wrong with me today? I've got a proper man-like vision for things. Right, there we go. So we kind of want to do that. I'm not sure. Actually, I think Wood Elves are possibly one of the factions that don't need a level 4 wizard. Because they can do other cool stuff from range. They've got a bound spell down there. And, right. Like, what do we really want from a magical perspective? Oaken Shield is good. Arcane Urgency is also good. Curse of Arrow Attraction is good. Range is brilliant as well. Oaken Shield is self though, so you have to be in the unit. That's a problem. So it's not that good. What other spell laws can? Oh dear. Well, there's that. Well, now you see my desktop background. It's I have the Sky at Night stuff because I like stars. I think they're pretty. And I'm digging an even deeper hole. Right, what was I looking at? Oh yeah, I was looking at what other spell laws we can take. Where is she gone? Battle Magic, Elementalism, High Magic? Ooh, let's look at High Magic. You got Drain Magic. That's pretty good. Ooh, that's very good. +1 attack. Oh my god, a wild ride. You've got them up to 5 attacks each then. Oh, it's just sick. So that's good. Hasn't this got ethereal? Yeah, you're going to take high magic all day, aren't you? It's self, but like, if she's in a unit, she can make the unit ethereal. Oh my god, because you could put her in a unit like the skirmishers, couldn't you? Make her ethereal. And that unit of skirmishers then becomes ethereal. And if you're only in shooting range, basically that's... Oh my god. So if you made like a unit of... I've got really excited now. So if you made a unit of like skirmishers that were kind of screening your army like ethereal, and you kind of position them just so that all... Because line of sight is blocked by models. So you position them so the models were kind of like overlapped a bit, so it blocks line of sight to them. And then you made them ethereal. That would be the only target that they could shoot, and unless they got magic attacks on their missile weapons, which is super, super rare. I mean, they could hit it with magic missiles. Yeah, so you want Walk Between Worlds. You want Fury of Cain. You got Shield of Safri. You want that. And then, oh, you've got quite a decent spell here, haven't you? Tree singing, that's great. Yeah, so tree singing is pretty good because you can basically create like a wood using a blast template, and again that gives you some cool modelling options, so you can make a couple of them, which is vortex. So I mean, it's actually your opponent can like unbind it, but still, it's very good. So yeah, we want high magic, and we want to be able to pick because we want those 3 spells that are very annoying. So where do I do that? High magic, definitely, and then we want Lore Familiar. There we go. Okay, what have we got left? 200 points. So we've got the Eternal Guard, we've got the Glade Guard. We now need a unit of superb skirmishers that we can make ethereal. Now, I could go really expensive and go with Way Watchers, which I can do because I've got a Way Stalker. Way Watchers are super good, but also super expensive. Gone too far again. Oh, they're infantry on this hill. Probably be about here. No? Oh, that was ancients. Probably about here then. Yeah, so they've got Ballistic Skill 5, which is great. They've got Asrai longbows, so they've got 32-inch range. They've got Evasive, which means... And they've got Feigned Flight as well, and Fire and Flee, so you charge into them, you know... They ignore cover as well, so they don't, but they are 16 points. Actually, that's not that. It's only 4 more points, isn't it, for better ballistic? Yeah, they're like so much better than Deepwood Scouts for an extra, what, 4 points, I think? Deepwood Scouts 13. And Way Watchers are... 3 more points for Feigned Flight, which means they auto rally, so they can move next turn basically after they've fired and fled, and they get Evasive, so they get to run away from, well, fall back in good order before they get shot at, and they can take Arcane Bodkins for like the same, and they can have all of the rules. Yeah, I want that. I want me a piece of that action. Right. Let's have 10 of them. because they're just going to be an absolute nightmare. And arcane bodkins are quite scary when you've also been hit with Plague of Rust, because you've got -40 your armor save. That's how you deal with a dragon. You know, you hit your dragon with like Plague of Rust, which the Sisters of the Thorn have, and then you hit it with all of this stuff. So even if they've got like a high elf dragon with like a 2-up armor save, actually no, he hasn't, he's got a 6-up armor save, your problem is going to be wounding it. So, you know, do you want the bodkins or do you want the Hagbane tips? So 6 is auto wound because it's got poison attacks. Or do you want the extra? I'd say bodkins because it's more useful against stuff like cavalry as well. So it's got multiple uses, whereas Hagbane tips, that's really only for monsters. So how many points have we got left? We've got like 100 points left. I've spent a lot on a lot, really. What is the Glade Captain going to do? I mean, because the Eternal Guard... Oh no, he's going to sit in the Eternal Guard, isn't he? Yeah, that's his job. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. And the Eternal Guard have got... Haven't they got Stubborn as part of their rule set anyway? Sorry, I've just twigged. If somebody's already commented, I apologise. I should have... Does that mean they get to use Stubborn? No, it's the first. It's written in the book the first time, isn't it? So you can't use Stubborn twice. Oh, it's so annoying that you can't double Stubborn. Alright, well that saved me some points at least. Well, maybe not. What other things have we got? Razor Standards, Armor Bane 1. Rampaging Banner is... probably just give him a War Banner. Maybe not. That's Flaming Attacks, which isn't that useful. Rampaging Banner, can't remember what that does. What are the magic banners for the Wood Elves like? We've got the what do we call it one? So I'm just thinking something through. I mean, do I even want a unit of these guys? Like, what are they going to do? Like, they're not very tough. I think Dryads might be better. As like, I don't know. I'm getting a bit stuck at this. It's funny how some lists just come together and then everything looks like it's good, but then you start to put it all together like in your head, and you're like, I don't know how this is going to work. I think I want more Way Watchers, like 13 or 14 maybe. So I'm just thinking about the width of it to act as like, you know, blocking unit. It's a lot of points, 250. I don't want to spend that much points on I mean, it's a bloody effective screen, but yeah, because with her in there, that's like 500 points. Everybody's going to be gunning for that. Like, if that's your screen, But the thing is, does Fire and Flee? Do we negate Fire and Flee? Right, there's just a couple of things I need to check here. High caster and the unit they've joined, and they get reserve move. Oh, right. Fire and come on. Oh, is it ampersand? Fire and Flee. Yeah, it's ampersand. Do you know what it's called, an ampersand? Because that used to be the last letter of the alphabet. So you used to go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, X, Y, Z, and per se, and. So, and per se, and. So, because it's a symbol that's per se, i.e. instead of and. There you go. Bit of an etymology lesson as well. So, Fire and Flee. A unit with this special rule that is also armed with missile weapons may declare that it will fire and flee. It doesn't say So yeah, that should be okay with the character. Because the character joins the unit and the unit's got the rule. What about feigned flight? I just want to check that the character joining the unit doesn't turn off anything. If this character joins the unit, there's only ones like counter charge that specifically state that everybody's got to have it. Every single model in the unit's got to have it. Can only be used by units that consist entirely of models with a special rule. So basically it says unit. So essentially, if you've got a character in a drilled unit, the character doesn't need to be drilled because they've joined the unit and the unit does it. Right? So putting a character in like a detachment unit doesn't stop it from being a detachment. Okay. Again, you know, you put a damsel in a unit of Bretonnian Knights, it doesn't turn off first charge, right? So there's loads of examples of that. Which we had an outgoing like you can't do that. Vanguard. Oh no, what was Vanguard? It wasn't ambushes, it wasn't Vanguard. There was a rule in my game against Dave where scouts, is that what the rule is? Scouts. I mean, it just says units with this special rule. Like, I think characters can join it, unless it's been FAQ'd. Because it just says unit. They need to go through these rules and like fix them. Like, bloody drilled. Like, it's caused so much. A character that joins the drilled unit is considered to be drilled as well. It actually says that there. But like, it doesn't need to say that because it's got some rules like this that say that, I don't know, like, you know, I mean, I think it does say under characters, if you look at the rules for characters, that characters and units, yeah. Characters and units. It doesn't say anything about, like, universal special rules that the character has, that the unit has, whether the character gets it or not. During deployment, by being placed with the unit. Yeah, I mean, whatever. Anyway, back to list building. So I think that's fine. Oh, we're missing some points in the core bit. Okay, so let's do some dryads. In fact, have I got enough for 2? Yeah, let's do that. Let's do some MSU dryads, because I think dryads make like a useful screen. They don't allow you to redirect charges. Oh no, they do, because you can just deploy them in open order, can't you? So you can put them like 5 in open order, move them up 10. Yeah, move them up 10. You know, and just use them to angle charges away from. So basically, if you've got your line here and you've got your dryads here, you can put them up there and then just angle them like that. So then when your opponent charges in, they then have to kind of collapse into the middle and then you can flank them. Or you make them like, you put your dryads like that, so when your opponent charges them, they have to go away to your flanks and then you can flank them and drive them off the sides of the battlefield. Potentially. So yeah, I think I'm going to leave the video there because I think I'm getting quite close. There's a lot of tweaking that you can do to your lists when you're writing them, but this is getting to a shape where I'm kind of happy with it, because you've got your Great Lord on your Great Stag, Glade Lord on a Great Stag. In fact, I probably don't want a Great Stag, do I? I probably want like a Giant Eagle or something. Great Eagle. Yeah, there's a lot of tweaking I need to do. I might put him on a dragon, but like I don't really see the point of the dragon. There's a lot of magic items I want to stack onto the Lord to make him like super shooty. So you've got the sniping Ruby Ring of Ruin. That's pretty much a must take, I think. You've got a level 4 wizard here, which is, you know, on a Warhawk, so maximum mobility. Got high magic, so you can take those. Oh no, idiot! I can't put it on the Warhawk, can I? Because I need it to be in the unit of skirmishers. No. Oh, you see what I mean about building lists? It's like, compromises. But then it would make it a very expensive screen. I'm actually putting it on sort of Warhawk. Warhawk Riders. Yeah, because you need some... What am I doing? You need some Warhawk Riders, because I need... can I afford them? Running out of points. Haven't got any spare there. Way Watchers are very good, but they're going to have to... I haven't given them any special rules. Eternal Guard. I've only given them Veteran. Let's get rid of Veteran. Oh, no, it's not enough. It's not enough. Let's do 3 times 6 with the Glade Captain to make them up to 18. Yep. It's getting really tight. So, yeah, so you got some Warhawk Riders. You can put him with the Spellweaver of the Warhawk Riders. So, they can go around and do some work. And high magic, what's the Assailment look like? Because assailments you can use in both phases. Assailment. That's D3 strength 5 hits, no armor or regen saves. So actually, if that unit becomes like a war machine hunter, I mean that might kill all the crew, because you don't get ward and regen saves against, like, you know, on artillery, generally speaking. You know, you don't get ward saves on artillery, I mean, so on crew anyway. So, you know, that's pretty good as like a war machine hunter thing, so then it can peel off and do its own thing. So that could be useful. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. I think that works. You've got some forest spirits to do some charge redirecting. They're quite expensive for that job, but whatever. You've got some Eternal Guard to essentially take a charge in the game and then die. And so that something can then flank whatever you've... There's not a lot of shooting though. Oh, I don't know. I might just scrap the whole list. This is what I hate about writing lists. There's something that's just missing. And you got the Sisters of Thorn and the Wild Riders. There's lots of Sisters and the Wild Riders and the Glade Lord. They're going to go off and do some stuff. You got the Glade Captain that's going to stick around with the Eternal Guard, and you got the Glade Guard to stick around near them and shoot stuff. You probably need another unit of... I think everything in the Wood Elves is just slightly too expensive, because I want another unit of Sisters of the Thorn, I think, and then this list would be great. You've got the Warhawk Riders, which are pretty useful. I did say in my video about Wood Elves I don't like Great Eagles. I think Warhawk Riders are better. Now, writing a list, maybe that's not true. Great Eagles, toughness 4, 3 wounds, no save. Leadership 6. 3 wounds, that's 1 round of shooting basically, and it's dead, isn't it? It's got fly 10, so it's pretty fast flyer. Warhawk Riders also fly 10. They've got 2 wounds each, but you can have them in a unit. So that unit of 150 points. How much is a Great Eagle? So you could take 2 Great Eagles for that. No, they've got cavalry spears. They've got like +1. Yeah, I think the Warhawk Riders are better still. And you can give them enchanted arrows. So they're out shooting and hunting. Can I give them... No, I can't, because that would be 6 points, so that would take me over. Yeah, I think I'm reasonably happy with that list. But anyway, let me know what you think to all this stuff in the comments below. I've responded to every comment so far, so yeah, if you got this far in the video, I hope I've done enough to earn a subscription from you. And if not, hopefully you'll keep watching and see me in something else, and maybe then I'll earn it. And if you like the video, there's a button for that, and I'll catch you around in the next one. I think I'm going to do a shed talk tomorrow because I need to go out into the shed and start working on my Camry. I've just had a really busy week at work, and I could do with a bit of a chill out really, and sat with a big thermos of tea in my shed working on some skeletons. I've been waiting for some drill bits so I can start pinning the Ushabti together. So that'll be cool. Anyway, catch you around. Toodaloo.